Buddy, we're going to pass out some incense. I would like everybody to take a stick of incense, please. Okay. All right, what we're about to do is a libation, a traditional libation. A libation is nothing more than a prayer. We know that as a people, we do nothing without the power of God. Some call him Jehovah, some say Allah, some say Yahweh, some say Obatala, but we make no bones about it. God is God. And when we undertake a mission like this, especially in relationship to our ancestors, in the traditional African belief, first we make our appeal to God, then we ask those who came before us to intervene on behalf of us and to watch over us and to make sure our words are guided. We have to do this every time we come together. Would you join hands, please? Okay, does everybody have an incense? Around and light them.
Everybody like each other.
I had a lighter.
Pass the flame down.
The way this is lighting up in a minute, you can hear it. Once it gets going and it's nice and red, then you can blow it out. Now, one of the things about doing this is when the Africans were brought here, one of the first things they did was they made them stop practicing their religion. Some were Muslims, some practiced the traditional religions of their ancestors, but either way, they made them stop what they were doing. That's why they couldn't use the drum. Anything that brought them spiritual strength, they were prevented from doing it. Once you see it's nice and red,
Then you can blow yours out. I'm gonna leave it for
I like
Then we went out anyway. She shook it.
good, thank you. We got it. Also, the tradition is, brother, would you step to the side, please? The tradition is that we have the youngest and the oldest both in the same circle. They say the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning, the end. We contain all. And so I have to ask my elder, Miss Suffering.
Okay,
Miss Suffering, no, she can stay right there. I just want to ask for your permission to begin.
You want your permission to begin?
Thank you, Miss Suffering. Okay.
I'm the youngest.
Olodumare Bowa Atia Olorun, Mojoba Egungun, Mojoba Orisha, Mojoba Afro. Let us all say, Ashe, 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 Ashe. Thank you very much.
Waking us up this morning, giving us the vision to go out and be bold soldiers for you, Lord. We ask you to give us road mercy, Lord. Take us there and keep us from all harm and hurt. Lord, we just thank you. Thank you for just bringing us back, Lord. And we just give you the thanks in our Father, in our,
Just sit that stuff in the first seat.
Yeah, I look. You supposed to get the shirt?
Brian Bill. I'm the acting president of the Brother Organization. Basically, the
reason we coming on this trip because we did some type of research to understand what reparation was all about. And within our research, we realized in the 1830s, when the black Seminoles and the red Seminoles actually migrated up to Oklahoma, they actually was given some type of land in terms of understanding reparation. The Indian Foundation was given some type of land. They were actually given by the government $56 million. So from that historical preview, we thought that we as a people need to actually take a stand, and it's our obligation to actually come out and support reparation. I have some of the brothers with me at this point. Let me just give you a history in terms of the brother organization. We actually came about when a lot of people within the community wanted to get together and see change. We wanted to see change on different platforms. But as a unit, we said we can get together and we can make more noise in terms of getting the change that we want in a faster pace. Our first annual men's conference was in March 23rd of this year, where 400 men in general came out and said that we're going to take our community back and we're going to actually be positive role models within our community. Through that community, we built a partnership with the Housing Authority, where they've been actually supportive in terms of our platform in terms of getting things done. Right now, I got a lot of brothers with me from the organization. We can start with Brother Natural Born, which is in front of you right there.
Natural Born, I'm an active member of Brothers. Peace. Yes, my active reason for coming amongst this group is to show my support as far as community activities, to make the change in the community as well as at home and abroad. Thank you.
Next brother we have is Brother Charles right here. He's an active member as well.
Good morning. My name is Charles Killen. I'm an active member of Brothers. I'm actually here supporting reparations because I feel like a very vital.
I called him, Kamau, he hasn't responded yet.
A very vital issue.
He hasn't responded.
And,
no, I'm going to call him again.
Good morning. My name is Charles Killen. I'm an active member of Brothers. The reason I'm here today supporting reparations is I feel it's a vital and very important issue in dealing with turning back the hands of slavery and just to get us back on track. Thank you.
Sade here. I'm an active member of Brothers. I came out to support the reparations.
What's your marker?
Because of the fact that the results of slavery still exist amongst us, and I feel that we should be reparated for that. And the way that we should be reparated, we should all come to some kind of agreement and let them know that it's not necessarily money that we want back, and we more so than we want to clarify the air and release a lot of inner emotions that slavery has caused on us through the years and through the mental and physical and spiritual bondage.
Hello, my name is Stephen Moody, Vice President of the Brothers Organization, and I'm here personally to come and try to atone and repair for the damages that has been done to our people for hundreds of years. Thank you.
How you doing? My name is Kenyatta Mitchell. I'm not a part of the Brothers Organization, but I support a lot of the work that they do in the community. I myself, I'm a social studies teacher in Eastside High School, and just coming down, be a part of history. Reparations is something that I truly believe in. I believe that if African Americans were received harsh treatment for 300 years, unfair treatment, unjust treatment, that they should be given preferential treatment for at least another 300 years at least. Because I believe that if you slap a man in the face, at the occurrence of that event, although that actual occurrence of that slap may only last a split second, but the pain is enduring. So the same way that slavery ended over 100 years ago, but the pain and the suffering is enduring over time. So I believe that there has to be some concessions made to African Americans, and I'm very passionate about that. So that's why I'm coming down to see that that happens and to raise the issue. Thank you.
My name is Reggie Hill. I'm a member of the Brothers. I joined the Brothers because our women's and children have been crying out for years. It's time for brothers to step up as soldiers and rebuild our community. And I would like all the strong brothers that's willing to step out and join us.
I'm a commissioner of status of women
He was with the regiment, that famous black regiment, which was the 369 regiment. Now, he has passed in 1960, and he never really got a monthly allotment for his family. So they owe my family big time because he was gasted, and each one of my 7 siblings has that problem with their stomach because of my father being gasted in the First World War. And right now, the federal government definitely owes my family money. Regardless of the restoration or what have you, they still owe my family money. Thank you.
All right, peace. I'm Brother KC from the Brothers Group in Patterson.
Your position, brother?
My position in the group is Vice President, third Vice President to be exact. And what happens is, my duty is to work alongside the President and in conjunction with the VPs. I also sit on the board of directors, and I'm also the chairperson of the membership committee and human resources of the group. This specific event right here, reparations, I think is important for our generation existing, is to compensate our past generation. And it'll lay the foundation.
He said he could sit.
It'll lay the foundation for our future generation.
He got to slow down.
I think this is important for every
Where he gonna park at?
in reference to
His concern is parking right now. He's behind us.
because
His concern is parking right
basically
now because he's behind
in
us.
short,
We're
reparations
gonna pull over in
is
a minute so we
compensation
can
for
link up.
unpaid slave wages, slave labor, excuse me.
Pull over in 1 second.
And it's a known fact in history that the blacks have contributed to a large degree of
Is it a
participation
turquoise?
in establishing this country, making America.
So what we gonna do? We gonna
Is it a turquoise?
That's
What
it right
is
here.
position as
We're
it
gonna
is
pull
today.
over for a second so we can figure out where we gotta park.
And also just to add, and just to close and keep it simple.
He's looking
The
for
root word, the reason why I'm here is because the root word of reparation applies to us, and the root word of reparation is
trying to get on this bus.
we need.
Come here for 1 second, 1 minute.
All right, brother, come on
Just
now.
1 minute.
Hurry up.
What brings you out today?
Brother, reparations, brother.
All right, one and just pass it back.
What's your name?
Silver,
Your name.
Lucille Silver.
Why you come out today?
I always come out.
Huh?
I always come out. I have to come out and see what's going on and see what I can do to help. And I just have to be out there to help us to find where we are.
All right.
Because I think the Lord is just waiting for us to get ourselves together. So I'm glad to see this group today because there were people around me in my district. See, I'm a committee woman. People in my district. I said, let's get together. Yeah. No, I want you all to do it. I'll help you. I'm always ready to help.
Person comes into power, they want that black person to kiss the white ring to say that you will serve your white master rather than the interests of black people, and that's why we don't have a single thing in Patterson. We have some illusions of things, but we are now so into the illusion, which, you know, there's a word for that, excuse my language, but it's called masturbation. That's when you think you're getting the real thing, but in reality, you never touch it. We have got to understand that technique because black people are so into that technique that if you come up with the real thing, they're liable to beat you up for waking them up. As a people, have mastered the keys to the door of power. The European stole those keys. And the only one that the European fears is those who could create the keys again. That's a very intricate thing And if you go to church on Sunday morning and you got some big mouth preacher teaching you about the pie in the sky and not explaining to you the practical manifestation of spirit into a practical reality, you need to kick that preacher out because he's not doing his job. Why is that important? Because you, black man and black woman, have a unique relationship with this universe, but since you have been made to forget, you have no understanding of your true power. But everybody else knows it, and they fear you. One of the things that we're trying to do is we ain't trying to get no spooky hocus pocus stuff. We're trying to make you understand who and what you are. Because as Marcus Garvey said, the moment you understand that, the whole scene changes. Since this is a family meeting, we're gonna take the covers off things now. It's just us up in here. And if this, look, if this video gets in the wrong hands,
and some of them do pretty good. You know what happens? They got Budweiser and everybody else, but money into them because we don't support our own institution. And they tell us what to teach. That's right. Kids are not good. Here it is. All right. And if anybody believes that, they need to sit back and understand the dynamics. Excuse me.
You're right.
Because the reality is, you just don't. You have to be a part of anything to change it. You grow strength and you go in and you take control. But you come in from a position of strength, brother.
I agree.
You do not come in thinking you running nothing. I do not.
I'm gonna try to narrow in on this. All right. We're not talking about the external system. We're talking about us as a group of people and our relationship with one another. And let me tell you why that's important. That is important because how many of you ever had a partner that you fell out of sorts with romantically and it became almost impossible to do anything with them anywhere else in your life? It got to the point where if they were in the same room with you, it was a pressure. And you know why that's important? Because our emotional response to ourselves has eclipsed our intellectual approach to dealing with each other. And I'm suggesting, as in any relationship, when the affection has been eroded, it becomes difficult to actually interact. And that is more important at this juncture than exactly. Those other situations that we're talking about, that's like saying, let's deal with step 4 without dealing with 1, 2, and 3, right? And I don't know.
Has been our leaders. We need to understand what we're working with. You're talking about, and Ebony is someone that I do believe has a very, very, very strong love for Patterson, and he'll be able to do things. But you know what? Just like you threw them up there, and your mother threw them up there, and your grandmother threw them up there, you're gonna throw Ebony up there. And if you're not there to support Ebony, if you're not there to stand with him, if you're not there to catch his back, then Ebony will not be as strong as he can be. So you can just throw anybody up there.
Here you are, God. Speak up, brother.
You gotta speak up, right?
I was kind of waiting for this day because when you came to talk to our group about coming to the Reparations Summit and supporting this situation, it exposed the political economy of slavery. That's the thing that it does. Suing corporations, really understanding the economic impact that it had on the backs of our people who received the benefit. What I do think is a flaw in it is that when I read things, one of the things I've been reading is how Europe underdeveloped Africa. When I'm reading how Europe underdeveloped Africa, Walter Rodney has a critical analysis of examining Africa pre and post European contact. And when he's explaining it, he's saying, you know, in all continents of the world, they had communal societies. They had societies that cared more about the good of everyone. And he talks about how it developed differently. In Africa, they had things where it was matrilineal or from the father, how the things came down. The age societies where the elders were the ones that were praised, with the way things were set up. that also on our continent there was conquest, there was feudalism, there was forms of slavery. And the point that I'm making is that when we sit here to detach the actual system that exists, like as you spoke of it, the economic system of capitalism, I think the tenets of capitalism itself is what has our people shackled to. Because what happens is that if you buy into it, like one of the terms that kept coming up was the interest. These rich people that are $500 million, these people that have $1 billion, you know, they have people working in their interest. Yeah, you have people working in your interest, but it's the actual system that maintains their interest. The economic system controls their interest. So of course they're gonna have in a system that promotes it so heavily from when you're young, competition and all these things, it's very difficult to break it out of that way to make it one that looks out for everyone. And I think what we're doing is we're saying, yo, we're just gonna sit up here, we're gonna go in the hood and make people have a certain self-esteem about themselves and not attack the actual root cause of it. Then we're fighting a battle in the middle rather than getting the root.
That's right.
That's my point.
All right, I agree with you 2,000%. Just before I call on you, Ms. Zimmerman, the sister here wanted me to raise the issue of a meeting that we went to the other night. The meeting is actually part of the New Jersey Black Issues Convention. Excuse me, can I ask you not to fragment the conversation? The meeting was part of the New Jersey Black Issues Convention, which is kind of rooting itself in Patterson. Reverend Tuff, being from the task force, kind of initiated the conversation. And when we got in there, I personally thought it was an opportunity not to do the same old rubber stamp, hide behind the glass kind of thing. So rather than go in there and be quiet, I hope that I motivated a spirit of challenge. What has happened, what is evolving is not people walking in, that's my buddy, so I ain't gotta say nothing. What's happening is if you walk in and you got a philosophy or an opinion, you got to put it on the floor and we going around the table because we're gonna purify that and we're gonna get that old school cronyism out the door, right? So I think the reason that she wanted to raise that issue is so that you guys know about it, but I know you know about it because KC comes every week, because KC can tell you one of the first things they said was, where's all the young people? Because, you know, everything I go to, I see all this gray hair, and while I respect the elders, the reality of the matter is they're not training those who are coming behind them. Every chance I get, some of us are squeamish. We start, man, that's a black man, why are you doing that? But black cancer kills you just like a white cancer, right? So when you see that, you have to develop techniques on how to cut those legs, cut that tail off, and eventually cut that head off. But you got to do it in such a way that your people don't act like they were trained to act. The way they were trained to act is to respect everybody else's cause, to help everybody else, and put everything ahead of themselves. In fact, if you say that you protect black interests, people will call you a racist.
Right. You know,
right? And when white people or anybody else does it, they call them a hero. All right? So what my intent was, before I knew anybody would get on the bus, before I had any idea, my elders have taught me something. Battle requires consistency. Yep. My elders have taught me that what you do is not based on whether or not somebody is coming with you. If you have chosen to fight, the barricades are a lonely place. So I have to be here. I have to be here to provide the bus that you can get on. And what I'm hoping is to recruit more of you to learn to fight, because there is the only price, legitimate price for freedom is your willingness to forfeit your life for what you believe in. If you are not willing to take that posture, then you are a potential slave. You potentially can be trained to go against your own people, which many have done. So I'm glad that this caliber of conversation is coming out, because there are people sitting here right now just based on this conversation who are hearing things that normally they may not have heard, and that may spur them to a piece of action. My son is totally tuned in. I knew when I saw him turn around and stand up, he ain't said nothing. He was like, all right. So I want to ask you concretely though, now we're going down here and we got meetings going and we got this, and all of those things are happening, but what is the key to communal development? That's a concrete question. What is the key? And what you have to do is separate yourself from the process that you know. Because whether we like it or not, most of us were trained by white folks. Whether we like it or not. Some of us have had that interrupted because our grandmother or somebody was sharp enough to say, boy, bring your head over here. You don't know what you're talking about. And even though they didn't speak the King's English, they had enough intuition to understand that principle doesn't work. I've been around long enough to know it doesn't work. So my question to you is, how do you lay the foundation for a community? And this is not rhetorical. How do you lay the foundation for a community to go forward? Or translation, how do you develop power amongst yourselves?
Unity. It has to become from every one of us uniting. The entire community, I'm talking from the oldest to the youngest, must begin to pass down those days of old. We must know where you've been, what you've been through, and then when we hear it, we have to pass it down. We got to get them boys off them corners. They spending their whole lives standing there selling their own people crap instead of getting out there doing some work. You got a whole a unit of brothers here. They're talking about the men aren't involved. What are these brothers doing on this bus? That's what I want to know. Why bring in the police to handle our young men when you have a slew of men right here that can get those same that same money and do the job in our own community? Why? I went to another meeting. The police stood there and telling us how we can get him to do his job by giving him overtime. I'm saying the man is sitting there telling me, give me, sign this paper and get us another shift and we'll do our job. No, the Bible says you will do your, let the workman be true to his, let the workman, I messed up there. It's something, the workman be true to his labor. Why am I going to give you overtime when you're not even doing your first job right? Now, you got a group of brothers here who said they know how to go in and build up communities. My community, the last time I checked on Governor Street, is towed down. It's towed down. I need you. I don't need the police. I need you. Give me some grants to put these people in place so that they can bring those boys off those corners and fix their community up. Give them this. Give them that same money you want to give that police officer.
Let me ask Ms. Zimmerman. Ms. Zimmerman, you had a comment?
Well, if you don't everything y'all say are so beautiful. I want to say one thing to the young lady. I understand what you're saying. You see that lady sitting on the front seat there?
Oh, yes, I know.
This is suffering.
Right.
She was the one pulled me out. And you can see she's my senior. I tried to pull my children out. I only got one to follow me so far. But that's the way it's supposed to go.
Exactly.
She wasn't my mother. I didn't have to listen to her. I didn't have to get involved. But I could see what she was doing was telling me who I am, where we belong in our community, to keep it together and to work together. And this is what you young people got to do. And you know, I'm so proud of these young men because I went to that convention. And you know, your convention was nice, but it don't stop there in that. Like she was saying, you've got to get it together because that's what we need, the men. See, before it was me, the suffering, and we had a few, every once in a while, David Walker, Bill Clinton, somebody would walk in. But before it was mostly women doing it. Our men was not there.
All right.
George. That was so
Figueroa.
Big snack.
You gotta speak up.
From school 20, we boycott, all right? We try to let you know in 82, and it happened way before then, before Klein was office, before we had Mr. Silverman, we had Napier, all the miseducation was there. Those kids were coming out of school 20 on a 3rd grade reading level. Nobody did nothing. Sister Malik, me, and other parents went to jail behind that. And all boycotted. We got up 5 o'clock in the morning. I asked the custodian, please move to the side because when we put our hands on him, that'll be like holding him against his will. We went to channels and got changed and locked the door because there was no education. that was out. All right, those are the same youth that went back in the street. Became 5%, 7%, whatever you want to call it.
Can you hold it down in the back? Can you hold it down in the back?
We're there to lead it. And now it's getting too hot here. We played it when we played it, but the brothers out here got to do the real thing. Stop coming out here selling all that Versace, all them Gucci's, Calvin Klein ain't nothing but a fag, and that's why he put the clothes out there, and we ain't wearing nothing but Victoria's Secret. Get back into your own ethnical African clothes, put some clothes on, put something in your mind, and stop selling all this garbage, and stop videoing wearing the platinum and stuff, and stop worrying about the world because you're getting ready to go down. She's saying the truth, and she think it's finished. It's because you're not leading the youth where they're supposed to go, and that's why today they feel they have nobody because there's no one there. And you're on our backside, which is Harriet Tubman's backside, and ain't too many Martha Garbage and Martin Luther King. Ain't nobody playing the part.
Not only that,
scared.
Wait, sis. There was somebody else that Brother Shadi, you were next.
Brother.
And after Shadi, wait a minute. What's the why can't I get your name out my mouth? Miss Johnson, and then this brother right here.
One of the things that we need to change is we have to show each other more respect. When the reason we don't get a point across because little conversations when we're talking.
Give me an example.
Just now, when we were talking on the bus, people have private conversations.
Right.
These things got to stop. Right. And the other thing, we got to be re-educated. Our mind concept has to be reconstructed to a point where we understand that, look, this is our life, and the only ones responsible for changing our life are us. And then the other thing is coming together for the cause of the improvement of our total community.
That's all right, ma'am.
I say this much to you. I stood up and I was fighting, and guess who was trying to take me out? My own black brothers and sisters. And that's the truth.
All right.
And they set me up, not one place, they set me up in restaurants where I didn't even know that these people, even cops, so then I know what I'm talking about. I've been there and I don't experience it.
Okay. So
we need to let the Spirit of God guide us. That's first. And the Spirit of God is love. The Spirit of God is unity. The Spirit of God is togetherness. And the only way we're going to survive this thing and everything, we must continue to love. And I feel we as black men is one of the major problems because our black women's been holding up the fort so long. It's time for us as black men to step up to the plate and take control of our community.
Brother, let me ask you a question. Now, I'm just a poor, black, ignorant so-and-so, and I don't know the first thing about God or love. Now, your message might be accurate, but for my uninitiated ears, how do you translate that to me if I don't understand where you're coming from?
Which is love, which is unity, which is stepping out in the front line.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is, I don't know nothing about no love. I don't know, I've been struggling.
Say, I show you.
Yeah, I'm gonna show with my actions.
Say what exactly.
All right, I'm asking you how you do that. And the reason that I'm asking you that question is because we do have conversation and
action. You spoke of war. A lot of people are consumed with that mindset of war. So sometimes you gotta show people indirectly. You can't just bring it to them directly because they're not gonna receive it at the time. Like you said, their ear is closed to recepting something of that nature. However, bro, let me show you something. Come with me on the other side of this fence. Let you feel it. You know, sometimes you get a different type of feeling, then you start wanting to ask questions. You're curious in terms to what's going on. So what I'm saying to you is indirectly, like Brother Reg is showing, is through his love and his passion, he can start feeling something different other than the war mentality that he actually had all this time. Now, and that way he can start receiving and start teaching and training.
Wasn't that at one time the norm that we had this whole mentoring philosophy where you saw an elder and a younger one? Wasn't that the norm? What happened to that? you were about to say something, bro. And no, I'm sorry. Actually, this brother was first.
I just wanted to say, first of all,
the brother of KC. No, go ahead, man. Go ahead. KC's after you.
I personally think that everything comes in time. People not gonna see things the way you see them. Don't see what they should have seen when they was younger until they got older. But the ones that are older have to continuously give the dialogue to those who don't see it, because you know you may not see it now, but sooner or later, somewhere down the line, you will see it. See, time bring about a change. A person ain't gonna change overnight. What is the symptoms of change? Sound. You know, sound going through people's ear is just like a motivation of like what they would call a metamorphosis. If I hear somebody say something, it gives me energy. It's like, oh well, you know what? That's right, that's something. But until then, until I make a sound decision on making a change, I can hear a lot. Action speaks louder than words. We taking proceeds to make action to make things happen. But like I think how I looked at in the 60s and the 70s, when there was a lot of single parents. You know, the mother and the father were separated. That caused a lot of confliction amongst growing up the development of the child, because it wasn't structured with the male and the female. Now, separating the male and the female, you don't have a unit. You don't have the universe, like the sun, the moon, and the star. Now, when you take one out of its orbit, something is not going to work right if you're missing one out of the sun, moon, and star. So I think until all that come back together, and you know, put all your idea logics to the side, and we know the formats to what we have to be done. Put all your ideas to the idea logics to the side and come together for the root, and know that now is the time to make the change. Instead of going back to your past or predicting your future, you know, start right now with the present. And then from here, I say, all of us that's on this bus, a lot of people say they work here, they work, man, you work there? Oh, give me a card. I want to speak, I need more information. All these people working office, politician, Gap, this and that. I need some numbers.
All right. It's gonna be Casey. You something. I'm gonna tell you something. Even I watched this brother, he works with the Board of Public Works, right? And I watched this brother with honor sweeping the streets, cleaning up. No shame in his eyes, no ducking. The brother is out there proud to do his job because he sees the contribution. I remember I used to be sitting next to him in the library. It'd be bogarting the computers and whatnot, lying to the pager and doing all kinds of stuff. And I'd be like, now why the brother doing this? But I see the evolution, I see the honor in this brother's eyes, right? And I think that when you see that, you got to say it so that a brother can get some love for real. And you can ask KC, we were standing outside one day and I said, brother, that brother right there is growing. He is developing. I said, that's an honorable man. And that was my phrase, brother, an honorable man. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to give you yours, bro. All right, the second thing is, look, that is what the School of African Philosophy is all about. We got to take our head off and turn it around and put it back on, because it's got to be our head, not our head working for somebody else. KC.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things that's being mentioned is great. You know, and it's good that we can inspire conversations as such. Well, one thing I think we always miss is that, and you touched bases on it earlier, as a devising a plan. Where do we go now? Now that you're under in dealing with addictions and drugs, they say the first part of your recovery is understanding that you have a problem. We understand that we have a problem. We're disunited. Our political structure is all messed up. We don't own anything. You know, we're tenants instead of landlords. Now we need to start working towards the process to put together some plan. We have enough intelligent minds here. You can't participate intellectually. You can participate through your labor, through your finances, because I've been to a lot of marches in my young age. I've been to a lot of rallies, a lot of protests, and what happens is we get into the verbal ping pong. You know, you shoot a word over here and I hit it back over there and it bounces back and forth, and we come to no resolution. And I'm
I'm getting kind of fed up with it. Because I have children and I be around a lot of children. And like Natasha want to tell you, the one who taught us told us that the change is in the young people. And you taught me that the young get advice from the elders. We go to the elders for counsel. And all the wars, you don't find people 30, 40 years old. You find the young fighting the battles for the war. But they're guided by the elders. So with the same information from the elders, we need to comprise and compile a plan for ourselves, a plan of economic stability, land, organization, politics. Kamau, I'm starting with you because I know you have resources, you have information, and that's what I want to work towards, some type of economical, political, and financial stability.
Well, y'all know I got a plan because I gave you one of them this morning. But Sister Malika is next.
And he's correct. One of the first things I see that we need to do as a community is first of all.
All right, hold on. What? All right, I'm gonna have to echo what you're saying. So every couple of sentences, just stop.
We need to first learn how to respect each other.
We need to first learn how to respect each other.
We need to unite with each other.
We need to unite with each other.
We need to develop. We need to develop ourselves, businesses, whatever we need to make us whole people in our community.
We need to develop ourselves, businesses, and everything, whatever we need to make ourselves whole people in our communities.
And then we need to support each other.
Then we need to support each other.
Once we do all those things, then I think that we will be able to come together. One of the things that began to happen when we start conversating or becoming involved with each other is that Willie Lynch thing kicks in. The young against the old, the light against the dark. You know the whole story.
One of the things that happens when we all start to talk to each other, that Willie Lynch thing kicks in. The young against the old, the light against the dark, and all of that.
That's right, the male against the female. And what I find is that if we do more developing, which we have to do in our community, and supporting each other, and moving forward, because we'll talk and talk and talk into infinitum. And then a lot of times we have paralysis of analysis. We analyze and we analyze.
We talk and talk and talk until we move into paralysis of analysis, and we analyze and overanalyze. Yak, 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 yak. Go ahead.
And so when I thought about our problem and us needing a solution, I got busy and I prayed and I asked God, because of what my interest was. My first interest was daycare. So I set up a daycare center and I tried to be a nurturing person that cared for the community's children that came in. That was my contribution. And then I saw that we don't have a soul food restaurant where people can come really, we have soul food restaurants, but we don't have one that we can come and sit and congregate and feel free inside of that industry. So I established that. And I know that there are a lot of other young brothers that I've seen that's come up, that's opened up business, and I'm really proud of it. And I think if we do things like that, if we see a problem that needs to be solved, if we go about trying to solve it, and then sit down and talk about solutions, then I think we can move forward. I said to the sister back there about running for the school board, I also sat on the school board. And I know we need people that are vocal and people that are serious about being up here. Many times I walked off of that board because there were people there that got elected that say they were for children, they really weren't. And I said, I'm not sitting up here and you're not making decisions that's in the best interest of kids, so I can't be amongst you. They would vote on things that wouldn't help children. As a matter of fact, it would harm children. So we have to start looking out for ourselves and realizing that it's us that's going to save us.
All right. Now, notice how I plan. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a party. Now, how that going to help us? I'm going to tell you how it's going to help us. Not only am I going to throw a party, but I'm going to keep throwing a party. I don't know if it's going to be every week or every month, depending on what the pastor says. And this is my first group right here. We're going to play hip-hop, rock, jazz, R&B. We're going to play the music that you can groove to, the stuff you can sweat to. But the idea is you have a place to come to that you can mix with people that are younger and older. Ain't nobody acting a fool. Not only that, you can actually enjoy yourself. And when you enjoy yourself, something chemically happens in you. It releases certain things. I mean, there's a physical thing that happens to us, right? Secondly, it'll be an excuse for this constituency to come together continuously. Because, you know, that's half the battle. Why should we keep coming together? We are social creatures. we have a tendency to come to a party in a minute. But if that party is part of a foundation, is the social nucleus of a bigger circle, it makes it much easier to come to. So I'm not just saying, believe it or not, I have this written out in my computer already, step by step. And every time the opportunity for one of these things happens, I present it. So your first move on the liberation front actually is just to come and enjoy yourself, because when you enjoy yourself, you can sit around and talk to people. You get to learn people. You develop the what? Relationships. Because some of us, we be around people all the time and ain't got no kind of relationship with them. In fact, our relationships are so damaged because our psyche is damaged, so we can't nurture a relationship. But you just heard us all agree that the relationship is a key component of business and just about everything else. So I'm taking you up on that, KC. Play the liberation game, all right? We're gonna put it right.
Federal government, if you have a community group that come together, you can get 7 million plus. That's what I'm talking. You get less than 7 million if you're a religious institute or church or whatever, affiliation. There's money out there, but we, just like we are today, we right there at the bank, knocking on the door, and we're scared to go in. It has to be religious. No, religious don't get much. If you're non-religious, get 13 million, whatever. A lot of money. A lot of money. I used to write, work for the government, used to write checks for 1 million. I never saw a black man come in and get no more than $5,000. They gave the Spanish free money. The Arabs and the white people get $1 million, $500,000. And I used to sign those checks, and I said, I wonder if I ever get those $1 million that I signed up to those people. And you know, they gave it to them and talked about them like they eat rat starved and all that kind of stuff, but they gave them that money. They came, got that money. That's right. So if you can be aware of the community and listen for the Reverend Steele, the Underground Railroad, and try to stick together and spend your money with your own kind. Try to, when you hear things, go for it. There's a lot of grants out. When you hear about grants coming in, I have a friend with the government, and when grants come down, we try to tell black people about it. We never put in for it. Only somebody usually get them is the Spanish people, and they give them $50,000 a piece. It's amazing how we lose.
Community activist and leader straight from the sunny state of California. Community activist and leader. We're here today for reparations, to demand reparations now. Why? Because we know that there's no other race better than our race. We are the best friends and the first friends that white folks have ever had. And it shames me to know that if this brother was to put the camera on the nation's capital right now, put the camera on the nation's capital. That capital that you're looking at is a capital that our ancestors built. But what's disturbing about that Capitol, that rotunda that you're looking at, is that there's no black African American descendants inside that rotunda. When you walk inside that rotunda and you look up inside that rotunda, you will see white and Indians, white Anglo-Saxons and Indians shaking hands, but you will not see any black African Americans. We believe that that's an insult. That's an insult to our ancestry, because it was our ancestors, black African Americans, who built that rotunda. And so it goes with us spreading the word that we want to see a pictorial that shows us not only in cotton fields in that rotunda, just below the white Anglo-Saxons, but we want to see our ancestors in cotton fields, tobacco fields, rice cane fields, sugar cane fields, the North and South War. We want you to see that monument. Show them that monument. You see that monument, that white monument? We want to see a black monument just like that white monument. Why? Because we know that it was our ancestry that helped America to become the richest nation in the whole world. America got rich off the backs of blacks, and we say here in the 21st century that if not now, then when? We know that every single year we pay $400 to $600 billion in federal taxes as consumers, and yet we, as the best first friends white folks have ever had, haven't received a dime in reparations. But it's good enough for them to give it to the Japanese. It's good enough for them to give it to the Indians. It's good enough for them to help give it to the Jews, but not us. We say it's our time, G.W. Bush. If not now, then when? If you ever gonna have a chance to get another term, you got to come to terms with us. We know that you was selected, not elected, and so it goes with us saying that we have today the path to freedom. And the path to freedom is a path that shows that black African Americans had to show this to show that they were free here in America. And so we're here selling those as well as saying reparations now, and we want our fair share. Power to the people. All power to the people.
A great tradition of African people is the spoken word. And we're so honored to have with us Professor Camille Yarborough. She's a writer, a composer, a professor. She is an artist personified. She brings you the spoken word.
This water which is life-giving through the air which is life-giving into the earth which is life-giving. And I'm going to thank the great creative powers that kept us alive until this day, that kept alive the spirit of Africa in us, so that on this day we can tell the world that they owe us, that we have paid and they owe us. Ashina, I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Ashina. Thank you. It's good to see you, shipmates. Oh yeah, you know, people all over the world sing songs in praise of their people. They sing about an Irish kiss me, an Italian love me. So now you're gonna hear a song about Africans loving Africans. Is that all right with you? Oh yes. I want you to join in with me sometime.